so here we go, ball one. Coming to bowl from the Elizabeth Street end. And forward defensive pushes it into the cover for a dot ball. So, very nice start there. Comes into bowl. And a forward drive to mid-off for another dot ball. So starting off very strongly Riverside with two aggressive forward drives, hitting it pretty much middle of the bat to the fielders. Comes into bowl, and that one is a bit more sceptical, hitting a bit higher on the bat. Another dot ball. First slip, second slip, gully, point, a little bit backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, square leg, and then fine leg on the fence. Comes into bowl. And no run at point. Into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. Comes into bowl and and it drove through the backward point region. They've got one, they're going to go for two, and they're happy with two. So a nice start there for Riverside, and it's none for two. So, second over, this one from the Diamond Creek trail end. Left-handed opener to face his first ball. Here we go. Comes into bowl and plays it onto the leg side, hitting low on the bat for a dot ball. So, two slips, gully, point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, square leg, and then fine leg on the fence. So the same field to start off, moderately aggressive with 3 catches behind the wicket on the offside, which is pretty orthodox. Comes into bowl. Oh! And he tries to work onto the leg side. And it goes to square leg. So this batsman seems to be playing it very much with a straight legs, which is why he's standing up very tall. And so when he's playing a ball, it'll often hit lower on the bat. So 2 dot balls, both hitting low on the bat when he's standing up high. Comes into bowl and edged, and it goes to the point fielder for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. Oh, that hit on the pads. Given out. Well, that could only have been not out if it had been going down the leg side. We saw all three stumps from our point of view here, but we are on a little bit of an angle, and so we could see all three stumps. So the possibility of that ball actually missing the stumps entirely is there, but the first wicket has fallen. That is the end of one of Riverside's opening batsmen. So a very nice start there for Diamond Creek. Going into a huddle. Talking about what a great start they've gotten to. And out comes number 3. So that was a very nice ball. It was a traditional outswinger for the right-hander, which meant it was an in-swinger for the left-hander, and because his head was too far over to the offside, he wasn't able to play with a straight bat, and it hit him on his pads. Comes into bowl, new batsman, and forward defensive to mid-off for a dot ball. So that was a very nice piece of bowling there by this opening bowler. Particularly just a combination of being fast and swinging to make the batsman misplay. Alright, last ball of the over. And leg glances it into the gap in the mid-wicket region, and mid-on runs around. They got 2, and they're happy with 1. They decide not to take on the second. Alright, it's 1 for 3. This is the 3rd over. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. No changes to the field, and if it's so early on in the innings, this is the time for this is really the time for Diamond Creek to go on the attack, particularly up to at least lunch. But comes into bowl. And he drives it, and it goes to point, fielded there. So because Coventry Oval is quite wide, square of the wicket, and because it's got this nice AstroTurf, it means that the new ball will be good for quite a long time, and it will still be swinging to the drinks break, and if they look after the ball, it should be still swinging at the lunch break. Comes into bowl and drives it, and again fielded by point, and they get a quick single there. Very well fielded, very well run. So there was nothing wrong about that fielding. He covered a lot of ground, and he threw the ball in as fast as possible, but because it was just too far to his right, he just could not prevent scoring. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. Now this bowler, who is bowling from the Elizabeth Street end, seems to be trying to bowl mostly in-swingers to the right-hander, while the bowler at the other end is bowling mostly out-swingers. Maybe that'll change over the course of these two spells, their two respective spells. Comes into bowl and defends it to mid-off for a dot ball. I think the two slip fielders are standing a little bit too close to each other. Comes into bowl. Oh, tries to play it off the back foot, but fielded by the gully. And it's end of the over. So this is the fourth over. The second one from the Diamond Creek Trail end. And there's been an adjustment to the field. No one's moved their positions. Comes into bowl and defends it off the front foot into the covers. So the three fielders at point, mid-off and cover are now standing pretty much at the same distance from the bat. So there's no level, there's no in-out field. They're all standing about the same, creating a sort of ring, a circular ring around the striking batsman. Quick single could be on the cards, but piercing that for boundaries could be difficult. Comes into bowl and he's, whoa, a very, very nice Yorker there. Clamped down on it. Very good stuff there. And now they've been a little bit of a change of the field. The cover is coming in a few meters. And now, okay, now they've changed the field. There's a fourth fielder on the offside. So now there's two covers, a short cover and a orthodox cover. Comes into bowl. Oh, comes back in. So this is the offside field. So four fielders. Now this is the same idea that we saw for Riverside throughout most of their bowling innings last week, which is pack the offside field full of at least four, sometimes five fielders, bowl half volleys and short of a length, short of a half volley balls. Comes into bowl and defends it off the front foot. And then just bowl full and short of a length and Yorkers on the offside, outside of the line of the stumps, and the batsman just keeps either leaving it alone and letting it go to the keeper, or driving it for dot balls into the covers, and then now and then, every random chance, there's a little gap where they get 1 and 2 in there. So it's very defensive, very offside focused bowling. Comes into bowl. Ooh, inside edge. And it pops up harmlessly onto the leg side. There'll be no issues relating to required run rate for Riverside, so it's going to be all about Diamond Creek taking wickets, and they've made a change of the field. They've pushed mid-off back 5 metres. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. That's a maiden. It's still 1 for 4. This is the 5th over here. Gully has come up a bit closer. Talk about that in a second as he comes into bowl and defends it comfortably on the front foot, field in the covers. So this is the slip cordon for Diamond Creek. We're just waiting for them to all get back into their positions. Now, first slip and second slip I think are standing too close to each other, and there's too much of, they're not covering as much territory as they ought to, and then I think Gully, they've obviously, in a tactical ploy to bring Gully up closer than he normally would be. Comes into bowl, and leaves it alone. point has been moved down to a backward point, so there is a big gap in the point to cover point region if he wants to square drive it. The other gap on the offside would be over the slips to third man or through the extra cover region. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. The square leg fielder has been moved a little bit, so now he's in between square leg and mid wicket, occupying that middle area, which means there's a gap in the mid wicket to extra mid wicket region and also to the square leg region to backward square leg. Comes into bowl and square drives it to the backward point and throw at the a wild throw at the non-striker's end. Some very good defensive bowling over this last 10 minutes. It's been a while since they've scored a run, have Riverside. Comes into bowl. Oh, not a very well fielded, not very well played ball there. Comes into bowl and tries to leg lance it into that mid-wicket gap, but fails. Maiden, still 1 for 4. So this is the 6th over. Bowling at the Diamond Creek trail end and leaves it alone. That was a great ball. Coming in, seaming in, and the batsman having to shift his hips away in order to get the ball alone. So there is mid-on, who's a bit more, he's orthodox, and mid-off is a bit deeper. Now mid-off is about in that 75% direction, so if you hit it really well you get it over his head for a boundary, and if you miss-hit it, it won't even travel to him. And he gets the gap through extra cover, and the fielder at mid-off has to chase it down, and they're going to get 2. And they get 3. Very nice shot there. Just a pure orthodox cover drive. Really awesome shot there. Made sure that he got on top of it and controlled it through his top hand, and then allowed his bottom hand to muscle it to where he wanted it to go. Comes into bowl. Oh, tries to leg glance it, but bounces too high. Got ball. It's going to be very difficult to continue to score runs through the covers, considering that there's currently 4 fielders there, but Riverside have the opportunity to be as patient as they need to be in order to get these runs, and defends it off the front foot to the bowler for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. Oh, again, the ball is just bouncing a little bit. I'm wondering if it's just hitting the seam and bouncing up a little bit extra than what is expected. And the batsman is trying to play onto a leg glance into that huge gap in the mid-wicket region, and it's just bouncing too much, and it's hitting him in the lower torso region. Very, very clever bowling if he's doing it deliberately, the bowler. if it's just an accident of hitting it off the ball on the seam. Comes into bowl. Oh, whoa, what a ball. It is bouncing extra. It's 1 for 7. Okay, some adjustments to the field. This is the 7th over. So we've had 6 overs, 36 balls, 4 scoring shots. So comes into bowl. Ooh. Some nice bowling here from these two Diamond Creek bowl openers. They're definitely getting the ball to move around just a bit, both through the air and off the seam. And it's clear that when the ball is short of a length and the ball is allowed to hit the seam and move off or swing away, it causes the batsman huge trouble. But as soon as it's a half volley, the batsmen are able to smother the movement and stroke it into the offside. Comes into bowl. Oh, drives it, and it goes to the backward point fielder for a dot ball. Comes into bowl and plays it off the back foot, fielded by the gully. So now there's no fielder at fine leg. 4 fielders saving, 1 on the offside in the covers and 2 on the leg side, and then the free catches. Oh, plays it on the back foot, and it only goes as far as the gully. It's that perfect length, which is just short of a length, which forces the batsman to play on the front foot, but allows the ball to either swing through the air or seam off the pitch, which is causing the batsman a huge amount of difficulty. Comes into bowl and defends it to the cover for a dot ball. Some very nice bowling we've seen so far from Diamond Creek. Now been playing for nearly half an hour, and they have shown themselves to be very professional. Oh, that was an interesting little ball. Ending up defending it, so another maiden. It's 7 for 1. Comes into bowl and defends it off the front foot. So yes, the final ball that we saw in the previous over, the batsman just adjusted his bat in time before the ball hit the pad, so was alert to what was happening. Comes into bowl. Oh, not a very confident drive there. Sort of a leg glancy sort of shot, and it goes to mid-on for a dot ball. This batsman who's on strike right now definitely enjoys playing the ball with the bat away from the body, and so it's all through the stroke of the arms and the angle and direction of his arm play which allows him to get runs, which means there's going to always be a gap between bat and pad that can be exposed. Comes into bowl and leg glances it, and it goes through the mid-wicket square leg region, and they get 1. So 1 run there. Very nice. It's a very risky shot. And okay, so there's a attacking fielder. There's a short at mid wicket. Comes into bowl and defends it off the front foot to the short cover for a dot ball. Comes into bowl and defends it off the front foot for another dot ball. Comes into bowl, and no, well, what happened there? So, it sounded like it was an inside edge onto his pads, and the ball flew up and it was caught by the fielder, and so first they appealed for leg, for LBW, then they appealed for caught, but he must have, maybe, I don't know, we'll have to check the replay with that, because it could have been either missing, didn't hit the bat, or it could have hit the ground. Anyway, it's 1 for 8. This is the 9th over. Comes into bowl. Oh! Again, he's moving the ball in towards the right-hander. So as he hits the pitch, it moves back in, and the batsman has to be very cautious of his off stump. This would make driving particularly dangerous. But there's an inviting gap in the offside. Comes into bowl and drives it to mid-on for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. Ooh! Bit of an edge, and it goes to the backward point fielder for a dot ball. Some very clever bowling and good enough fielding to back it up. Comes into bowl. And leg glances it through the big gap in the mid-wicket region. They've gotten 1, they're going to go for 2. And they make it. So, good work there. It's very, very good to, that's a trap. Because you're moving the ball back in towards the right-hander, and there's a big gap at the mid-wicket region, the temptation of playing the leg glance is always there. So when the batsmen decide to play it and they actually pull it off, you don't be deterred by that. Comes into bowl and defends it off the front foot. So far, Riverside have been scoring just about 1 run per over, which is what they need in order to stick with the required run rate. comes into bowl and drives it. And he goes to the short cover for a dot ball. So, end of the over. It's 10 for 1. This is the 10th over. The 5th one from the Diamond Creek Trail end. Comes into bowl and drives it. And they're going to go for a quick single, and they make it. Very, very well run there by Riverside. So the fielder at mid-off, as I've said, is a little bit deeper, maybe 5 metres deeper than an orthodox position, and that allowed a nice bunt and a quick single. And the fielder at mid-off did his best, but was unable to stop that. So very nice batsmanship there. Comes into bowl and leg glances it, and he's out. No, he's not. So I think that was a bit of a joke. So a dot ball there, fielded by the fielder at square leg. And we've got a nice cool breeze blowing across the ground. Comes into bowl and defends it. Not the most confident defensive shot you've ever seen, but gets the job done. Definitely this bowler is continuing to bowl in the right areas, but we haven't seen that many plays and misses or edges or those sorts of incidents. We've seen the ball move a bit, but so far the Riverside batsmen have been able to handle it with judicious caution and expertise, and leaves it alone. That's like that. Now the batsmen know that recognise that was a good ball, and so left it alone when another batsman might have been tempted to play some sort of shot and get into an awkward situation, because that was a good ball moving away from the right-hander. There's only one slip in place right now, with 2 fielders in close on the off, one on the off and the one on the leg side. Comes into bowl and tries to leg glance it, and it goes to mid-on for a dot ball. So, in the 6th over, Riverside scored 3 runs. 7th over was a maiden. 8th over they scored 1. The 9th over they scored 2, and this, the 10th over, they've scored 1. So other than 1 over, so 4 of the last 5 overs have involved a scoring shot. That is the sort of good opening batsman that you need in a 2-day game, just scoring shots here and there. And drives, and well fielded by the fielder at cover. 1 run off the over. It is 11 for 1. So, after 10 overs, the score is 11 for 1 Riverside.